Martin was a laborer. They settled here. One of their oldest sons, so their oldest son, was a young man, William. And William Neumann had talents. He had a skill. He was a cabinet-grade carpenter and was able to establish himself. But he marries a lady, Barbara Kiefner. Barbara Kiefner is a daughter of a baker. Barbara's father came from Bavaria at the age of 30, came through New Orleans and had yellow fever. From there, he was nursed back by a nice family there, told by his doctors that he needed to move north. Johann comes north to Cincinnati, where he meets and marries Barbara Gegner, and they start a family there in Cincinnati. They have 3 children there. Johann has got the itch, and he hears about land in Des Moines. So he comes, leaves his family in Cincinnati, comes to Des Moines, buys where the original post office sits on this day. He goes back to Cincinnati and tells his wife, "We gotta go, we're going." So he picks his family up under great duress because he has established quite a business in Cincinnati. He was a baker by trade and has expanded that. He moves, comes to Des Moines circa about 1856, and he sets up shop as a baker on his plot in downtown Des Moines. At that time, he starts baking, but then the Civil War starts, and he starts to supply bread for the Union Army, and baking as many as 1,000 loaves a day to feed the army. Johann has a daughter, Barbara Kiefner. So William Neumann, who Martin and Elvinore's oldest son, marries Barbara Kiefner, grossmother, my great-grandmother. They have a family. They have 9 children, 4 of which die, and 5 survive. They are the Neumann brothers, my grandfather and his brothers, and then Aunt Nora, who was the oldest sister. William dies in 1900 along with 2 of his children, which makes it tough. Grossmother Barbara turns to becoming a seamstress, and she gets along. William, whose oldest son is Arthur H. Neumann, my grandfather, then becomes head of the family at age 16. And in 1901, he was urged by his mother to go to work for a company, Benson and Marxer, which at the time was a noted construction company here in Des Moines. Arthur works for Benson and Marxer for 11 years. 1912, he's got a better way of doing it, and he starts his own company, Arthur H. Neumann and Company. Starts that company and brings his 3 other brothers with him to educate them at Iowa State. Youngest one, Harold, he sends to MIT for an education. They all come back to Des Moines right after the First World War, and that's when the construction industry really starts to boom in Des Moines, of which our family, Neumann Brothers, has been part of for now 106 years.